Do you feel that the energy that once seemed inexhaustible is now slowly slipping away like fine sand through your fingers? That vitality that used to allow you to get up every morning with strength, enthusiasm, and the desire to face any challenge now seems to have gone into hiding, leaving behind a constant fatigue that weighs down every movement. This is not just physical tiredness, but something deeper, a sensation that seeps into your daily life and affects your confidence. Maybe you no longer enjoy playing with your grandchildren in the same way, walking without feeling exhausted, or even sharing intimate moments with your partner without that lingering shadow of concern. It feels as if your body and your mind are walking on different paths, one still full of energy and the other dragged down by exhaustion, and you do not know how to bring them back together. This loss of vital strength affects not only your body, but also your emotions, creating a sense of frustration that often remains silent out of fear of being judged or misunderstood. Daily life becomes a constant reminder of what has been lost, and with every failed attempt to recover that energy, anxiety builds a little more, creating a cycle in which fatigue feeds worry and worry increases fatigue. However, it is essential to understand that this stage does not mark the end of your vitality or your desire to live fully. There is a real possibility of reconnecting with that inner energy, of finding simple yet effective tools that allow you to regain control over your physical and emotional well-being. One of the most powerful and accessible allies can be found in your own kitchen, in the form of a natural and noble ingredient that has accompanied humanity for centuries: extra virgin olive oil. This is not a magic remedy or a passing trick, but a quiet companion that can help you rebuild your energy from the ground up, supporting both your overall health and your intimate vitality. Talking about decreased energy and sexual potency later in life is still a topic surrounded by silence and embarrassment. Many men feel they cannot express their concerns out of fear of being judged, as if admitting it were a sign of weakness. This creates a silent pain that drags on day after day, affecting self-esteem, relationships, and the way they see themselves. It is common for men in their 60s, 70s, or beyond to feel anxiety when anticipating intimate moments and to avoid social situations out of fear of not being up to the task. Imagine a man who for years has been active and confident and suddenly begins to feel that his body no longer responds as it once did. That feeling can be devastating, and without proper support, it becomes an invisible burden that alters quality of life. To illustrate this, let us imagine a hypothetical group of 100 men over the age of 65. It would be reasonable to assume that at least half experience some degree of reduced energy or sexual potency, yet only a small percentage dare to talk about it with a professional. This reflection shows how common this struggle is and, at the same time, how it remains hidden behind daily routines. Shame, self-criticism, and fear of not being understood reinforce the silence, and it is precisely this taboo that makes it harder to seek effective solutions. Recognizing that there is an issue and that it is not a personal failure, but rather the result of physiological, metabolic, and lifestyle factors, is the first step toward recovery. It is time to remove the myths surrounding this pain, to understand it, and to address it with real, accessible, and proven strategies that can restore lost confidence and well-being. Before continuing, I would love to know something to better connect with our community. From which city or country are you watching us? Write it in the comments. I truly enjoy getting to know people who care about their health, and it helps me create content that is more useful and relevant for you and your region. Let us get straight to the point. The loss of potency and energy in men is not due solely to age, even though it is often interpreted that way. There are multiple interconnected factors that affect the body silently and cumulatively. Chronic anxiety and stress are invisible enemies that trigger cortisol, the hormone that blocks testosterone production and reduces the energy available for physical and intimate activities. Poor nutrition, heavy and refined carbohydrates, sugars, and low-quality fats contributes to internal inflammation and arterial stiffness, affecting circulation and therefore sexual response. A lack of restorative sleep disrupts hormonal regulation and cellular recovery, generating a constant fatigue that feels impossible to overcome. Even everyday factors such as spending long hours in front of screens or eating dinner too late interfere with melatonin production and the body's natural rhythm, compromising both physical and mental energy. Metabolism plays a central role in this process. When the body does not receive the right nutrients at the right time, an imbalance occurs that affects not only sexual function, but also mental clarity, physical endurance, and overall well-being. Disordered meal schedules, lack of physical activity, and fragmented sleep habits contribute to a sense of chronic exhaustion that seems to have no solution. However, understanding these causes makes it possible to act on them with precise and natural strategies. By identifying the habits that wear the body down and replacing them with practices that support circulation, controlled inflammation, and hormonal regeneration, it is possible to gradually recover lost potency and energy, proving that it is never too late to take care of yourself and reconnect with the vitality that once seemed lost. Many men, when faced with the first signs of reduced potency or sexual energy, automatically think of quick solutions such as the well-known blue pills. This is understandable, since advertising and popular stories have created the expectation that a single tablet can instantly restore confidence and performance. The reality, however, is very different. These pills work in a temporary way, facilitating blood flow in the moment, but they do not repair the underlying cause of the problem. It is like trying to start an old car with premium fuel without first fixing the electrical system. The engine may start briefly, but the risk of failure remains. Many men have experienced this, achieving a short moment of success that quickly fades, leaving behind this same anxiety and frustration as before. The mistake is not in wanting an immediate solution, but in relying solely on it without addressing the habits and natural processes that sustain male potency and energy. Most people are unaware that factors such as internal inflammation, altered metabolism, and lack of restorative sleep work silently every day, weakening the body's response. While trust is placed only in a pill, the body continues to accumulate stress, arterial stiffness, and hormonal imbalances, making the next attempt even more difficult. Acknowledging that these solutions are temporary and that true recovery requires attention to nutrition, rest, and vascular health is the first step toward a lasting and genuine improvement. Only then is it possible to achieve a level of well-being that goes beyond a momentary and superficial effect. To regain vitality and potency in a sustained way, it is essential to understand that there are 3 fundamental pillars that support male health later in life. These pillars are not hidden secrets or complicated formulas, but simple concepts that are interconnected and work together to optimize how the body functions. The first pillar is restorative rest, an essential component for hormone production, cellular regeneration, and physical and mental recovery. Without deep, high-quality sleep, any effort to improve energy or potency will be partial and limited. The second pillar is the reduction of chronic inflammation, that silent fire that wears the body down from the inside and affects both circulation and sexual response. Controlling this inflammation allows the body to function more smoothly and prevents vital systems from being compromised by degenerative processes. The third pillar, which is often overlooked, is the inclusion of healthy fats such as extra virgin olive oil in daily nutrition. This fat acts as high-quality fuel, supporting metabolism, helping circulation, and facilitating the absorption of essential vitamins. These 3 pillars work together like a team. While rest allows regeneration and hormone production, reducing inflammation ensures that energy flows properly, and olive oil provides the nutrients and bioactive compounds that strengthen the cardiovascular and hormonal systems. Understanding this interaction is key to achieving lasting and effective recovery, and it serves as the starting point for making concrete changes in daily routines that can truly transform vitality and long-term well-being. Restorative sleep is much more than simply closing your eyes for several hours. During the night, the body enters a deep process of cellular repair, where key hormones such as testosterone and growth hormone reach optimal levels to regenerate tissues, strengthen muscles, and revitalize organs. Poor sleep, interrupted by lights, screens, or heavy dinners, directly affects this hormonal production, creating a constant feeling of fatigue that translates into lower physical energy and reduced sexual desire. Imagine that every night your body has an internal workshop where everything is organized and repaired. If that workshop does not receive the right materials, or if the work is constantly interrupted, the results the next day will be mediocre and exhaustion will quickly build up. Learning to respect this rhythm and providing the body with the right conditions for effective repair is crucial, including regular schedules, a calm environment, and deep, uninterrupted sleep. There are practical strategies to improve sleep quality that can make a noticeable difference in vitality. Reducing exposure to blue light before bedtime helps melatonin be produced naturally, making deep rest easier. Simple rituals such as a light dinner, a short walk, or breathing exercises can prepare the body for restorative sleep. Maintaining a comfortable room temperature and a quiet environment is also important, avoiding disturbances that fragment rest. When these habits are applied consistently, hormonal regeneration is enhanced, blood circulation improves, inflammation decreases, and the body becomes better prepared to respond efficiently both in intimacy and in daily life. Every night of deep sleep is a silent investment in energy, confidence, and overall well-being. Low-grade chronic inflammation is a silent enemy that affects many men as they age, often going unnoticed until clear symptoms such as fatigue, arterial stiffness, or difficulties with sexual response appear. This internal fire is invisible and does not hurt like an external injury, but it drains energy, restricts circulation, and blocks the action of vital hormones. A diet high in refined sugars, low-quality fats, and simple carbohydrates, combined with sedentary habits and constant stress, increases this inflammation and creates a self-feeding cycle. The good news is that once we understand how it works, we can intervene with simple yet effective strategies that quietly reduce this internal wear and allow the body to regain balance. Fighting chronic inflammation involves practical actions that can be integrated into daily life. Choosing anti-inflammatory foods rich in antioxidants and bioactive compounds helps reduce blood vessel stiffness and improve circulation, directly impacting energy levels and male potency. Activities such as walking, gentle exercise, and relaxation techniques also help calm this internal fire, allowing organs and muscles to function more efficiently. Reducing inflammation not only improves cardiovascular health, but also revitalizes the hormonal system and enhances overall well-being, creating an internal environment where the body can respond better both in everyday activities and in intimate moments. Every small change matters, and together they produce lasting results that can be felt day after day. Extra virgin olive oil is far more than a culinary ingredient. It is a quiet ally of male health, especially later in life. Its healthy fats and antioxidant compounds act directly on metabolism, improving circulation, reducing inflammation, and supporting the absorption of essential vitamins. A simple way to visualize its effect is to imagine the body as a system of rivers. When those rivers are blocked or their banks become rigid, water cannot flow properly. Olive oil works like a constant maintenance crew, clearing the channels, softening the walls, and ensuring that blood flows strongly and efficiently to all organs, including those responsible for sexual response and overall energy. Regular consumption at the right time allows this internal maintenance process to happen naturally, improving vitality without the need for extreme measures or temporary medications. In addition to its metabolic role, olive oil contains polyphenol and bioactive compounds that protect the arteries and support testosterone production, especially when consumed later in the day. These nutrients act like small guardians, reducing oxidative damage and strengthening vascular structure, allowing optimal blood flow throughout the body. Including this oil in daily nutrition not only improves cardiovascular health, but also contributes to better cognitive function, higher energy upon waking, and a firmer and more consistent sexual response. Its action is gradual and discreet, functioning as internal support that complements restorative rest and inflammation reduction to create a stable and optimal internal environment. A man in his late 60s from a mid-sized American city provides a clear example of how small adjustments in everyday habits can transform health and vitality. Before making changes, he struggled to climb stairs, often felt cold hands and feet, and noticed that his intimate performance was affected by anxiety and accumulated fatigue. He slept with the television on, ate heavy late dinners, and relied on low-quality fats that fueled inflammation in his body. His experience reflects the reality of many men who, without realizing it, accumulate factors that impact both daily energy and sexual response, creating a cycle of frustration and fear of failure. With the introduction of simple yet effective habits, such as having a light dinner, taking a spoonful of extra virgin olive oil before going to bed, and reducing nighttime stimulation, a man in his late 60s began to notice gradual and lasting changes. His circulation improved, his morning walks became more energetic, and most importantly, his confidence grew. The anxiety that once blocked him during intimate moments decreased, and he started enjoying time again with his partner and family. This example shows that restoring vitality does not require extreme measures or instant miracles, but rather the consistent adoption of healthy habits that work together to rebuild the foundation of physical and emotional well-being. Miguel, a 72-year-old man, is an inspiring example of how simplicity in daily habits can lead to deep and lasting change. For years, he tried complicated routines and confusing diets he found online, but the results were short-lived and his frustration kept growing. He felt exhausted, without the energy to walk, exercise, or enjoy time with his grandchildren, and his confidence in intimacy was at its lowest point. He decided to change his approach and return to the basics, focusing on simple but strategic habits that address the root of the problem rather than just the symptoms. Miguel began having a light dinner, adding a spoonful of extra virgin olive oil before bedtime, drinking a glass of water, and going to sleep earlier. In just 10 days, he noticed that his hands and feet were no longer cold, a clear sign of improved circulation, and within 2 weeks his morning walks felt stronger and his daily routine became easier to manage. What surprised him the most was the change in intimacy, where anxiety decreased and both firmness and duration improved significantly. This example shows that quiet, consistent progress based on the right habits is what creates sustainable improvements in quality of life and personal confidence. Extra virgin olive oil does not only act on circulation and inflammation, but also helps the body absorb fat-soluble vitamins such as A, D, E, and K, which are essential for maintaining overall health later in life. These vitamins cannot be fully utilized without a high-quality fat to transport them to the right tissues. Vitamin E protects the arteries and supports vascular elasticity. Vitamin D and K strengthen bones and support the immune system, while vitamin A helps maintain healthy skin and vision. Proper absorption of these nutrients has a direct impact on energy levels, mobility, and overall well-being. Including these vitamins through a healthy fat allows the body to function more efficiently and in greater harmony. Muscle tone improves, resistance to physical effort increases, and mental focus becomes sharper, while mood and vitality are positively influenced. Upon waking, the feeling of lightness, mental clarity, and physical strength becomes a clear sign that the body is receiving and using nutrients correctly. This integration of vitamins, combined with restorative sleep and reduced inflammation, creates a solid foundation for overall health and allows sexual energy and daily vitality to return naturally. When restorative sleep is combined with inflammation reduction and proper intake of olive oil, the results in daily life and intimacy multiply in a remarkable way. Energy that once seemed lost slowly returns, and men begin to notice they can handle activities that once felt exhausting without feeling drained at the end of the day. Walks with grandchildren, exercise routines, and everyday tasks regain a sense of enjoyment that many thought was gone for good. The mind feels clearer, more focused, and better able to plan calmly and efficiently. This combination of habits creates a synergistic effect that strengthens both the body and personal confidence. In intimacy, the difference is clear. Desire is no longer limited by fatigue or anticipatory anxiety, but flows naturally. Improved blood circulation, reduced inflammation, and the presence of essential nutrients allow for a firmer and longer-lasting response, while the mind is freed from fear of failure. This combined effect shows that sustainable improvement comes from consistency in healthy habits that impact multiple areas of well-being rather than temporary fixes that only mask symptoms without addressing the root cause. To get the most benefit from extra virgin olive oil, both the timing and the way it is consumed are important. The most effective approach is to include it with a light dinner, preferably before bedtime, since the body carries out key cellular and hormonal repairs during the night. 1 or 2 tablespoons are enough, always starting with 1 so the body can adapt. It can be taken directly, holding it in the mouth for a few seconds as if it were a supplement, or mixed with a few drops of lemon for those who enjoy a fresh and pleasant taste. It can also be added to light meals such as warm steamed vegetables, small portions of legumes, or fresh salads, always avoiding high heat to preserve its properties. The key is for the oil to reach the digestive and metabolic systems at the time when the body is most receptive to its action, enhancing its ability to improve circulation, reduce inflammation, and support the absorption of essential vitamins. This simple but consistent habit creates a cumulative effect that noticeably improves overall health and vitality over days and weeks. Choosing a high-quality extra virgin olive oil is not just a matter of taste, but also of effectiveness and health. The bottle should be made of dark glass to protect the oil from light, which can degrade its properties, and it should never be stored in clear plastic containers. It is important to look for terms on the label such as extra virgin or EVO and cold pressed, which ensure that the oil retains its nutrients and antioxidants intact. A quality oil has a lively, fruity flavor and may leave a slight peppery sensation in the throat, indicating the presence of polyphenol, the compounds that help reduce inflammation and protect the arteries. Storage is also crucial. Keeping it away from stove heat and direct light prolongs its shelf life and enhances its health benefits. An oil that tastes flat, rancid, or metallic will not provide the expected benefits and may even lose some of its antioxidant capacity. With proper care, this oil becomes a true ally for overall health, providing metabolic and cardiovascular support every night it is incorporated into your routine. Each spoonful of oil taken correctly can be imagined as a gold coin deposited in an internal savings bank of health and longevity. At first, the changes are almost imperceptible, but over days and weeks, that savings bank begins to fill. After 1 month, differences in energy, mental clarity, and overall vitality become noticeable, and by the 2nd month, even posture, circulation, and strength during everyday activities reflect that something important has changed. Visualizing this process helps maintain consistency. Each healthy habit repeated regularly becomes a quiet yet powerful reinforcement of overall well-being. Imagine that every night you deposit a gold coin that works while you sleep, repairing wear and tear, boosting hormones, improving circulation, and preparing the body for a new day full of energy. This metaphor turns a simple gesture into a tangible and motivating strategy to take care of yourself and enjoy a fuller, more active life. Motivation is the engine that drives any positive change, but without consistency, results never solidify. Every small habit repeated night after night builds a strong foundation for overall health. The key is to see each action as a long-term investment, not an instant effort. Significant changes in energy, mood, and vitality do not happen overnight, but with patience and discipline, the body begins to respond, showing clear signs of improvement that inspire you to keep going. Furthermore, maintaining consistency allows the body to adjust its internal rhythms, enables metabolic processes to work more efficiently, and reduces silent inflammation in a sustained way. Visualizing progress, even small steps, reinforces motivation and helps maintain the routine even on difficult days. Every conscious action, every properly taken spoonful of oil, and every night of restorative sleep becomes another step toward a fuller, more vigorous life, where physical and emotional well-being go hand in hand. Now that you understand the importance of simple yet powerful habits, it is time to take action. Every night represents an opportunity to invest in your health and longevity, to restore energy and reclaim the vitality you may have thought was lost. This is not about quick fixes or instant miracles, but about consistent choices that transform the quality of life over time. I invite you to make the decision today and commit to these steps. Observe how your body responds, how your mood, energy, and desire improve. Share your progress, leave your comments, and subscribe to continue discovering strategies that enhance your well-being. Every small change counts, and now you have the tools and knowledge to start taking care of yourself effectively and sustainably, building a future full of vitality and satisfaction.